We can go. Let's go ahead and start then. You're over here out of Denzel's reach.
You're right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for another day of life, for the many blessings that you pour out upon us. Lord, we just ask that you be in our midst as we work and plan for our county and for the citizens of our county. Father, we're asking that you would help us and be with us, and the things that we do that are not pleasing to you, forgive us. Guide us and direct us in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, Mr. Clerk, we're ready for you.
Denzel Potter. Here. John Brown.
Here.
Stanley Rigsby.
Here.
Brandon Evans.
Here.
Anthony Likens.
Here.
Stanley Franklin.
Here. Quorum. Okay, we look at the minutes from last meeting. That was about today. Emergency management report.
Approve those.
Oh, yeah, we need to approve the minutes from last meeting. I guess you got them in the mail.
Yeah.
I hear a motion, we accept that.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All right. Okay, let's see, we've got a handout here from, I guess Irene, this is her information to us. We'll look it over and see if there's anything on there you want to ask about. Any questions?
Need a motion to approve?
Yeah, let's do that. Motion. I hear a motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Anything? No, he's not here. Joe Kerr's not with us tonight, so we'll have to get a report from him. And the road department, I reckon everything's moving along as well as we expected. I understand they got the mowers to go on, and they've been pulling some ditch lines also the last few days. Do we have a report from the Wellness Center? Robin's not with us tonight. It appears to be there's a few more cars down there every day you pass, so hopefully the business is picking up. There seems to be a lot of interest building up in it out there. All right, Ms. Treasurer, you want to talk to us?
All right, I've got a financial statement reconciled with April. Our cash balance in the general fund is $90,722.99. The road fund is $348,099.64. The jail is $23,027.42. Forestry is $3,783. Special projects is $91,765.42. I've got an appropriation condition report and revenue condition report with that. On the appropriation condition report, I still have negative line items that I will be straightening out with our budget amendment. And then I have some budget amendments for second reading on number 11, which is the $65,000 for coal severance. for road department equipment. I have the first reading of number 12, which is $9,531.53. It's coal severance project. It was for rescue squad, $17,761 on Little League, and $31,535 on the forestry receipts school district. The total on that amendment is $58,843.25. And then I have the first reading on number 13, which is occupational license tax, $340,000, $482.14. Insurance premium tax of $25,430.77, and then rebuild Morgan County, $52,717.13. Miscellaneous revenue, $37,227.01, a total of $455,857.05.
We'll do a motion like for your transfers and then do,
I didn't have any transfers on this, I've just got the report.
just do the treasurer's report as presented.
Yep, and then the budget amendments,
We'll do them separate.
separate for each one.
I think the auditors will ask you to do that.
Okay.
Treasurer's report as presented.
For a motion now?
Do I hear a motion we accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make my second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign.
Now, second reading on number 11.
Pardon me?
Second reading on budget amendment number 11, we need to do
Yeah,
that.
do I hear a motion to accept that? So we, all right, Stanley made it, do I second? Brandon second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
First reading.
And, first reading on, what's that?
12.
Number 12.
So moved.
Okay, all right. John made it, here a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We need first reading on 13.
Okay, first reading on item number 13. Do I hear some motion that we accept it?
What is item number 13?
Budget amendment number 13.
It's an amendment. It is where we've received more income than anticipated. It's a amendment on that. Where we up the occupational tax, that's the extra on that, and some of the others. We got some extra more than budgeted, more than
I'll
anticipated.
make that motion.
All right, second? Second. Denver made it, Brandon second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You can look at the revenue condition
All right,
report,
wait, I'll vote.
and you can go
Okay.
occupational tax. This is what we budgeted. And this is as of the 30th, April 30th, I amended for up to date. But this is what we've received more than what we budgeted. What I amended is up to date.
Let's see, is Laura Turner here with the Farms Club? We got you listed number 1 tonight. Thank you for being here.
Here.
Fine,
Okay.
anywhere you want.
All right, I'm here in regards to the Warren County Kiwanis Club in response to the Warren County or the city pool. We just want to ask if you all are going to support the pool this year with the annual amount of money that we have gotten in the past. And I just need a yes or no.
What have we given you in the past? Anybody know?
What, 5,000?
I think, ain't it?
Is that what it was?
Yes.
We did not budget for that. We didn't have room in the budget, so it's not budgeted to do that this year.
But we got 52,000 extra there for the, or what we thought we
Well-
were gonna get.
Would this be in this year's budget or in the next year? If it would be in this year's budget, I mean, we have negative line items that we have to straighten out. I mean, you can pretty well say it's spoken for, because we've got 300,000 in rebuild, or in the new market tax credit, that'll take the biggest chunk of that. But I mean,
We've always supported that pool roll, it's a good thing, you know.
We've always.
I think we should, in a way, if possible.
Can we adjust something else, you reckon?
do I?
Can we adjust something else in the budget to make it work, you reckon?
pushing
See
it.
if we can.
It's pushing it. You know, it really is. We've got other things to, you
As
know.
of right now, we are having pump and filter issues. So as soon as possible, we are trying to open by the 31st of this month. That's usually our opening time. And then, you know, we're only open for June and July, but there are many resources right now that or many things that we need to use the resources for. And the pool's not, I mean, it doesn't generate a lot of income, but it's open for the youth and the public. And I can tell you from the last 5 years, it's very good for the public and for the youth. We have Unite Night on Tuesday nights. That is funded by Unite. That would be the only thing funded.
Any more discussion about the donation done?
I'd like to give it to them if any way possible myself.
Well, I feel like it's a good cause.
Yeah,
I
it is.
would too. We've done it in the past, and, you know, I don't know. We have other funds that, other people come wanting funds, so, you make a motion that we do it if we can find the money?
If we can find the money.
You may have to wait till we find the money before, we may have to pick up a few crop cans or something like that.
All right.
Anyway, we'll give you a temporary okay on it.
Okay, thank you.
Denzel made it, anybody second it? All right, all in favor? Okay, so we hope we can get the money together.
All right,
Thank you for coming. Okay, Mr. Lennon, we're happy to have you with us tonight.
Thank you, Judge Franklin. It's an honor to be here with you tonight. I'll tell them.
Tell them who you are, Craig.
I'm Craig Lennon. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. I'm over the rural and secondary roads in District 10, which includes Morgan County. I'd like to thank the magistrates and other members of the fiscal court for allowing me to come here tonight and do this presentation. Again, as you know, I'm required every year by KRS 177.330 to come to each fiscal court meeting in District 10, which encompasses Morgan County in the eastern Kentucky area. You should have a little handout there in your packet. Also, Judge, there should be like 3 maps rolled up there, I think, in front of you. If you want to pass those around, they can use those and share those. Those identify the projects that we're going to recommend as far as the state's rural secondary program for this year. While he's passing that around, as many of you know, the legislature enacted the budget a wee hours in the morning toward the end of the legislative session. I think that was on April the 15th. And with that budget, you know, there was last year in the legislative session, there wasn't a floor on the gasoline tax, and last year the legislature did go in there and put a floor on that. However, last fiscal year, which was FY 15-16, we were receiving, the Transportation Cabinet was 31.2 cents for every dollar spent at the gasoline pumps was going in, and that's what this program here is solely funded on, is the gasoline tax. Now, when they put that floor on there, as the gasoline prices dropped from, I think it was around a little over $4 a gallon, dropped down to about $2 a gallon. So now we're losing a little over 5 cents per gallon, and every penny that we're losing of that road money is equivalent to about $29.3 million. So with this program, we've lost $150 million in FY 16 and 17. Now, with what the legislature just enacted, and they did not touch anything on the gasoline tax. So if the gas prices stay relatively the same as what they are, then with your rural municipal aid funds in FY, you'll see a little cut this year, but in FY 17 and 18, you're going to see about an 18 or 20% cut in your budget from rural municipal aid, which comes from DLG. And that, I think that is paid out, I think normally it comes out in August. You'll receive a payment. Generally, you receive another one, I think, around February. and then the last one is usually around May or June. With that being said, some colleagues of mine from District 12 and District 11, we went down and visited the legislature this year, and I don't know if many of you may not know Representative John Short. He represents Knox, McGoffin County, and part of Pike. We met in the House and with Representative Hubie Collins, and we discussed with them about this gasoline tax and taking it up, and I felt like that since gasoline was down to $2 a gallon, it'd be an opportune time to maybe put 1 or 2 more cents in there, just forecasting the budget out for a few fiscal years. We discussed it in the House with the Transportation Committee. We got a warm reception there. However, whenever we went to the Senate side and talked to Senator Ernie Harris, which I think he is from Shelbyville, I'm pretty sure. We discussed it with him a little bit one-on-one in a little committee meeting, and they didn't even want to take the idea up, bring it before the Senate. So therefore, we didn't pursue anything any farther, because if you're not going to get an agreement out of the Senate, why pass it out of the House? It's going to sit there. So that's kind of where we're at. Not only your rural municipal aid funding falls under that, some of your state maintained roads falls under that. And the reason I said all that is to say this: if the legislature don't enact something, naturally they can't next year because it's an odd year, it's not a budget year. If they don't enact something soon, if you think your roads are in poor condition now, wait till about 4 years, because a lot of them are going to be turned back to gravel. And I've took some criticism, some heat for saying that comment publicly, but I really feel that way. And I feel like that, you know, if you're in a position, whether it's elected or whatever, sometimes you got to lace up your boots and you got to take the criticism along with the good. And at the end of the day, we're all Kentuckians, no matter what. So we deserve to drive on good roads just the same as people in Tennessee, Georgia, any other state. With that, I want to inform the court, as of right now, you know, former Representative Don Paisley was the Commissioner of Rural Municipal Aid. We got a new governor, came in, Governor Matt Bevin, and he has appointed Mr. Asa Swan, who is now the acting Director of Rural Municipal Aid. He's still acting. They have not yet named anyone permanently. I found out, Tuesday, that Mr. Gary Reese will be the new Deputy Commissioner, and I guess that will be effective May the 16th. I've known Gary Reese for quite some time. Gary is originally from Lee County, and his brother was former county judge executive there above Reese. So I have a pretty good knowledge of Mr. Reese, and hope to keep a good working relationship with the folks in the Rural Municipal Aid Office. Also, there were several retirements at the end of the year there, whenever the governor's changed hands. As of right now, you only have 3 working in the Rural Municipal Aid Office. And then we had some retirements there in the district office. Some of them retired back in July, I think a couple went out in August. And I had a lady that was helping me do quite a bit of my typing and stuff, and now you're looking at it. I do all the typing, everything, so I depend on a lot of the section engineers to give me this information to place on the program, because I don't have time to go out and drive every single rural secondary route like I used to do and evaluate them and do all that, and rely on her to type up the programs and all this information here. So I'm kind of feeling 2 shoes, and I'm kind of stretched a little bit thin. So if you try to contact me, don't give up, leave me a message, I will get back with you. With that, Morgan County has a total of 124.965 miles of rural secondary roads within the county. And if you're looking there at the map, the roads highlighted in yellow are classified as the rural secondary. This year, the allotment is $1,262,409. That's approximately $70,000 less than the previous fiscal year. Out of that, total allotment is the County Judge Executive Fund, which is $3,862. That is factored into every county judge executive in the state of Kentucky. That's an old KRS law that goes back to the 60s. It's never been revisited or changed. Our maintenance and traffic cost this year is $581,600, which is a cost of $4,654 per mile. And I have adjusted that and I've dropped that. And the reason I have dropped that number, this experiment on my part, is in order to give us more balanced money to use in order to try to get some more asphalt and pavement down. I don't know where that number is going to be adequate. And as I said, it's experimental, but as the funds keep declining, so does the projects, and the length of the projects keeps declining. Also, this year, if the court so adopts this presentation here tonight, the county will receive $218,274 to spend on your county-maintained roads. This is for resurfacing only, and there must be existing pavement there in order to qualify. Also, Commissioner Swan, I went down and met with him, of course he's acting, a couple weeks ago. They are going to continue the 80-20 bridge program or the structures. However, they have changed the criteria in that a little bit going forward. It used to just be any type of drainage structure. Now, the pipe or drainage structure that they're looking at or going to replace has to be 48 inches or larger in diameter in order to qualify for this program. You will,
the 80-20 match.
that's the 80-20 match. It is, if you adopt this program here tonight, the county can receive up to as much as $100,000. That's 80-20 match. Naturally, the state would pay the 80,000, the county the 20. With that, that leaves a balance of $458,673 to spend on our state-maintained roads within the county. And like I said, I've relied on the section engineers to give me this information. This is where this information come from. It wasn't Craig Linden going out there because Anthony Likens lives on that road or Brandon Evans. I didn't do that. This is what was provided for me. Our first one, and these are in no particular order. This is just the way I list. First one is Kentucky 705, which is Grassy Creek, Woods Bend, Omer Road. Begins at the junction of 460 at mile marker 4.752. And it ends at the beginning of new surface at mile marker 7.067, a distance of 2.315 miles and an estimated cost of $342,112. And what this does, it completes what we just finished paving this past fall. That ties in with that on 705. The other one is Kentucky 364, which is Elam Store, Gulf County Line Road, begins to junction Kentucky 3333 at mile marker 3.073, ends at the junction US 460 at mile marker 6.936, which is a distance of 3.863 miles at an estimated cost of $379,508. And on the back of your sheet is the last project to be recommended is Kentucky 1010, which is Maytown Eazell Road, which begins to junction 946 at mile marker 0.309 and ends at the junction US 460 at mile marker 3.579, which is a distance of 3.270 miles at an estimated cost of $303,131. Again, these are the three recommendations that I'm presenting before the court here tonight. These are a total of 9.448 miles at an estimated cost of $1,024,751. And as I stated earlier, we only have $458,673 to spend on these projects. And as you can see, the needs are already outweighing the monies that we currently have. So that's what I said earlier. That's the reason I wanted to let you know these road conditions are not going to improve on their own. Also, just for informational purposes, and this is not part of this program, I wanted to inform the court tonight, as far as your MP routes resurfacing this year, and that's your other state-maintained routes in the county, there's one route, it'll be Kentucky 1002, and it will be from the junction Kentucky 3036 at mile marker 2.268, and it goes to the end of state maintenance at mile marker 4.384. It's a distance of 2.116 miles. So that will be done this summer. Matter of fact, I think I was leading yesterday. It's already been lead. It hasn't been awarded yet, but it's been lead. That goes out, I think, is it Dittany Ridge where it ends back there? For sure. If there's any questions or anything before the court wishes to adopt the presentation here tonight, I'd be more than happy to try to answer those for you.
Craig, I was going to ask you about one of them 80/20 bridges we put in a couple of years ago. It's too small. It's backing up on people, you know, getting up close to their house and everything. For on Steel Branch Road. You know where it's
I
at?
know where you're talking about.
I don't know where they surveyed that or what, but it won't carry the water.
Probably did. I will tell you, as I said earlier, they changed the criteria as far as the diameter of the pipe and stuff in order to qualify. They are also requiring now any of these projects or drainage structures that they have to be not really surveyed, but they do have to get a permit through the Division of Water. That can be left up to the county or the contractor. It is written in the agreement, and it needs to be put in a folder and kept, I think, a minimum of 3 years. I can't answer what happened previously on that, and I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah.
As far as qualifying, it would qualify.
We might go for and put another pipe in pretty close to it, you know, have it when it backs up, but it's backing right up and put our trailer there, you know.
It's a bad situation, I think. With all the water we've had the last few years, it's pretty scary to live there, I know that.
Is that program ready now to do something, you know, that?
This money will not become available till July 1. But now, as far as recommendations and stuff, there should be forms available. I think I spoke to Linda earlier. I don't know if she's given them to you yet or not. But those forms, you can fill those out. You can go ahead and submit those. They can go ahead and be preparing the agreement for the court to adopt the resolution and everything. I think the last one, I think we were only able to get, well, we turned in 9, 8 or 9. We only got like 5, I think, from the previous agreement because the money ran out.
Any more discussion or questions? Mr. Lennon's always got talking.
You don't know nothing about that White Oak Bridge up there, whether you got it on anything or not, do you?
Yeah. It was in the recommended highway plan. However, it got taken out in the wee hours. There's nothing scheduled on it now and then. I haven't had a chance really to look, but the governor went back and vetoed several items out of the 6-year transportation plan. I haven't had a chance to look at every one of those projects, but that bridge is not in the, and we looked at that once before about as far as qualifying for the federal bridge replacement program, and the sufficiency rating on it was above qualifying for the federal replacement program. Now, I don't know, some of those are on a yearly basis as far as inspection, and some of them are on a bi-yearly. It really, so I don't know about the inspection part of it, when the last time it was inspected. And also, I think the governor I did look at this before it come, he did veto the, was it 2498 goes up to the hospital there?
Yeah,
That project was vetoed.
as well as the school.
I don't know about that, but I know the road was.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I think the Speaker of the House yesterday has sued the governor over the veto, so I don't know. That'll be a civil matter.
Do we want to accept these proposals as been proposed to us tonight from the district?
I'll make a motion, be.
Second.
All right. Hensel made it and John second, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Judge Franklin. Also, want to thank the magistrates. As always, if I can be of any assistance to any of you, don't hesitate to contact me, email me, call me.
Just keep your cell phone handy.
All right. I do it, but like I said, I told you earlier, I used to have a little help, now I don't have any, so I'm a one-man band. I can't.
So if you need him, call him, get right on it. I called him this morning.
Well, we appreciate your effort, Craig, we sure do.
I will try to help you because, you know, I feel like the people of Eastern Kentucky is important to the people that lives in Lexington, Louisville, wherever they may live. We're citizens here as well as they are. So they're no more important than we are.
We may need the help of a little worse, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, item number 3 is a Boyd's Road issue. John, you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, I'll get started here and then let them tell their sides. First of all, I'd like to thank a lot of the people from District 2 for coming out today. And what it is, they're having an issue up off of Edna Branch called Boyd's Road, which we've got stuff here from back in, and anybody can look at these papers and stuff back from '86 where it says 2/10. But some of them up through there says that was old roads and stuff like that, which I don't know a thing about because that was before my time. But like I said, then the new map, I think it shows, if it was adopted in right, .085. Am I telling that right? Which that part comes to 400 and some foot up through there. But if both sides would like to present their story to the court, I mean, feel more than free, and whoever wants to start can start.
Well, the way I understand it, the city of Stewart signed it in effect 1986, 2/10. The way I understand it, it's been cut back to what you said. I understand there has to be steps taken and it has to be posted. Maybe an ad in the newspaper, people has to be warned. We wasn't warned. All we're saying, we want our 2/10 back. And that our map shows it in the creek. And me and Timmy's traveled this road for over 15 years. We feel it needs to be moved out of the creek up to where the county has maintained it all this time. And that's all we're saying is it needs to be moved out of the creek, which is just a few feet. And we'd like to have our 2/10 back. That's all I have to say about it.
I'll speak. I'll not deny what the 86 paper says, 2/10. Just like I told you, Judge, I can care less what it says from the creek on. I don't care if they got 5 miles past there. I have always stated they've got 10-foot right-of-way through me. I've never denied that. They're not going to have 2 or 3 right-of-ways through me. They're going to pick one, and however you're going to do it is perfectly fine with me. If they want that bridge, take the bridge. They want the creek, take the creek. They want that new road, a good road, take that road. Fine with me. They're going to get one. They're not going to take 2 or 3 from me.
All I'm saying is, before I would go up there agreeing to trade my other home off, we moved in to take care of her mom and dad. I won't go up there unless his mom and dad made us a legal deed for a 10-foot right-of-way. And it's on record, we got copies of it if they want to see it. It's on record at the courthouse. A 10-foot right-of-way in case the county road was ever taken away, that we could still won't be landlocked, we have one left. I'm not trying to take no 2 driveways on this property.
I have no 10-foot right-of-way. I've traveled this road for...
This deed was legal before ever I went
And
up there.
the county has come and repaired the bridges or them tiles numerous times, and they've gravelled it every spring, ever since I've had this. Well, a year after, that's when I had it fixed. And that's all I was wanting, just to weigh in them. I've lived there 26 years.
We just don't want our home
I don't
blocked.
want no...
We don't want the road blocked from nobody.
The court wouldn't have a say-so with the right-of-way issues and stuff like that. The only say-so the court would have a say-so in is what is the county road. That's what the court would have to say. Am I right on that, Miles?
Correct. There's two ways around this, the way I kind of see it, okay? And it's decided by the fiscal court, okay? As far as the other easements, and I know that everybody's lawyered up in this, we can't really tell you about deeds and easements and stuff like that. That's private property versus private property. The only thing the county is interested in is keeping county roads that we maintain open for our citizens, for the people that pay for those roads to be built in the first place. Morgan County is a little bit different than most counties. When we record stuff in the fiscal court, we record it only by the meeting that it occurred in. So if there was discussion of Boyd's Road in 1986, I believe is when it was, then it can only be found in that one meeting in 1986. A lot of bigger governments can go ahead and they can put different subjects in its own type of record keeping. So if we said, if the fiscal court talked about Boyd County in 86 and 2005 and 2016, we could just go and we could look up Boyd's Road and we could go and see everything that's ever been done. Morgan County does not have that system. We have to go since July 9th of 1986, we've had to basically look at every meeting to track what happened to Boyd's Road. Why did it go from 0.2 when it was initially put into the county road system to 2.085? We think that in 2005 the decision was made, but basically, Frank, for it to cut the 0.2 that the county fiscal court had put into effect down to 0.085 when they were doing the 911 systems, I think. As I said, we can vote as a fiscal court to interpret the 0.2 length, because if you put something in the fiscal court, it's our road system. Somebody in Frankfort can't take it away from us, okay? We are a court of record, meaning anything that we do has to be recorded. If it's not recorded, it didn't happen. So looking back, we see that the last thing we basically see is the 1986 0.2. The fiscal court, the fiscal court can, we can interpret it that it be 0.2. You can vote to interpret it as 0.05, or you can vote to change the road, because I think now it does, there's some talk that it does go through the much, much older road, which is in the creek, that nobody uses anymore. But as I said, that's going to be all up to the voting members of the fiscal court. I can't, as a government employee, especially a non-voting member, take something from somebody, give something to another, or take away or add rights to people. So if the county road, or if the county fiscal court wants this to be a county road, we can make it a county road. If we say no, it's going to end at 0.085 and we're going to not take any more action towards it, then that's what it'll be. But in the end, it just needs to be decided by you all.
But Miles, the 0.2 and the 0.085, either one of them gets them back to the point that they're wanting to be at.
Well,
Now, may I just speak here just a second? This is to Dallas and Clarence. When the pipe was put in the creek, did you make an agreement with my mom and my dad, before you speak, let me finish, that if the pipe went in the creek, you would do away with the bridge and not travel none of that? Okay? I can bring my mother in and she can vouch that they did have that agreement.
well,
If they
again,
don't want to give that bridge up, the road can stay right where it's at, right in the creek. Because I'll not give that section of mine.
Fiscal court has to take care of that problem.
I own it, and I'll keep it. We can do it easy, and I'm not asking much from you all. For you to have a good road.
It's just like a road here and a road here. It's just enough to keep me from being able to travel. I've got kids
Foster people go to his house.
all the time. I mean, we don't bother no one. We just want to weigh in and out.
His wife has run the business, she has a flower shop up there. People need to be able to travel back to his house.
And I need to park that trailer somewhere.
Park them over on your property, not mine.
I will, trust me, right in front of that tile. work. It will work. I own it.
If we sent Joe out to survey, would that help anything?
I've got the right of way lease.
I don't know how far .085 goes.
Yeah, reader.
.085 goes up about to the flower shop. That's 400, roughly 480, 467
Well,
feet.
that's
That roughly
probably-
goes up.
If it-
420, I measured.
So what's 420?
That's what, 422 is right there, right straight across my wife's shop.
Yep. Which the only thing I can say, what are you gonna send, the .085 is 400, if I did my math right, and I may not have, is 460, 480 feet, if that sounds right, because 1/10 is 528 feet.
That would probably
You
be
know what I'm saying,
50 foot more on.
Well, right now, even at the minimum, it's going right there to where the flower shop is. And it starts, there's no county road that, you don't have a county road, private property, and then another county road, because then there would be
It
no
ties
way
right into dead and
to
break.
cross that. So it has to connect from a county road to the end. If it's .085, then that's going to take it there. I don't know if that solves the problem at all. But as I said, we, as a fiscal court, we can't get involved in private property disputes, okay? Only thing that we're talking about is that 30 feet for .085 miles. So that's the only thing that we're really care about keeping open. And I don't know, as I said, there was some disagreement about where the road actually is, since an aerial view shows two Boyd's roads. As I said, the fiscal court can clarify that, or if need be, the alteration of a county road is a lot easier than an addition and subtraction of county roads, okay? Basically, all you need is the county road engineer to say, you know what, the road would be better if we moved it a few feet this way rather than right here. But again, this is up to you all.
Then they would have to buy that section off of me before he could go to county.
I don't really know what section you're talking
There's
about.
not gonna be nothing moved unless I get an agreement. They're giving this up, and I'll give them that. That's all I want.
I know y'all want the agreement about switching easements and stuff like that. Again, I've got to say, y'all have got lawyers for that. Y'all, everybody's lawyered up, okay? We only care about that 30 feet of road for .085 miles. We don't care about any other civil disputes you may have. We're not taking anybody's side. We're not saying you're right, you're wrong. We're not going to take anything from anybody. But we have a right to 30 feet with .085 distance from deadening branch up that road.
No, I beg your pardon.
Okay.
You've got the right of 10 foot through my property. You don't have 30 foot through from the blacktop to the creek. You've got 10 foot. That was what was adopted into the county. It didn't go 30 foot. 10 foot is all you've got.
All right, ways are 30 foot. I'm not going to argue with you. As I said, I'm only here in this instance as to protect the county's property and to be a prosecutor if somebody was to try to put a gate up on a county road. That's the only thing I care about. I'm not going to get in the middle of a dispute between two families, and I've talked with you both. I've stopped and I've talked with you. I've looked at everything y'all have to say, and I've been very adamant and very upfront that I'm not going to get in the middle of this. But we need to keep county roads open because everybody here pays for the county roads. Now, if it's not a county road, I apologize, but I'm being told by our county road foreman that we have .085 miles of road, and we have to keep that open.
May I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. All Francis, go ahead.
Who actually switched that from 2/10 of a road to .083?
The only thing that they can come up with, they think what happened back in 2005, when our ad district, our gateway ad, they mapped the county, you know what I'm saying, GPS all that stuff, and that's what they turned in to Frankfurt, you know what I'm saying, is that, and the court voted as a whole to accept what 911 went by then, back in 2005. That's the only thing we can come up with.
And this court was not supposed to post that somewhere or
That would be,
somebody into the meeting or whatever?
that would be a question. That's what they have to do, Miles. I mean,
It happened in 2005. As I said, this wasn't one of these things where we vote to add a road here and there. I think this was a adoption of hundreds of roads at one time, and maybe, you know, there was some clerical errors, I don't know. When it goes from Morgan County to Frankfort and back, I don't know what
You
happened.
want to put it back at the .20.
Yes, and that's one of the options that I said. But from what I'm determining, or from what I think people said up here, the .085 gets us to about the problem. You see,
Still gets you through his property and up to Timmy's property.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, the .085, I think that solves the problem. You always have to, you don't want a road to be built by a county to one home. So usually the road gets built to that second to last home where you're serving more than one family. If you just serve one family, that's not really, that shouldn't be the taxpayer's expense. Taxpayers will pay to keep a road if it's more than one family.
So it goes by his house and goes by mine, it's two.
That would have been the .085, yeah.
But the 2/10 goes on beyond that, right?
I believe.
Go on beyond Timmy's house.
Yeah.
The lighthouse?
Yeah.
Which that's what was dumped in then, but that would have been, there's other landowners on up in there.
This don't only just involve me and him. Buford Sherman's property is just across the street from him. There's Gilmare's that owns property up in there. So this 2/10, I went and talked to the Shermans, it affects them. And they wasn't able, because they're old, he's had a knee replaced, he wasn't able to come over here. But he wanted to mention that he'd like to keep the 2/10.
If we did keep the 2/10, will that solve the problem, you think?
Do what now?
If we keep the 2/10, will that solve the problem?
No, that won't. He's just saying that the road's still gonna be in the creek right beside the other road that goes up when we built this road in '96.
Put your glasses on, Stan.
And that just matched that I got from my old.
Do you all have
Franklin's on. And they kept up that road every year, they traveled it, and they brung out, had to fix the tiles.
Right here, then the bridge is going on up through here. Well, we drove up through here. You know what I'm saying? Right here's where King lived, right here's where Dallas lived, right here's where my wife lived. He was a 10 easement road a long time ago.
And then goes right over here and then comes back, and this was
I better look at that.
And he's wanted to cut that off, even though .085 should come right where.
This is .085 coming right here somewhere. 2/10
Here must be where the fire.
Get way in there. Yeah.
This is .085.
But here's the thing, this is, I think this solves the problem. I do think this solves the problem, but here's the situation, if you have a tough spot, they're gonna say, no,
They're
this road is
saying this
actually,
is the way the road goes right here.
which
That's how it kind of works.
your road engineer can just go in and say, I mean, even if that's the case, but I don't even think we need to do that.
Just tile here and a tile here. They said they wouldn't help me a bit. And they gave me them tiles.
Yeah, Tim Sherman.
I bought one with tiles.
Behind all that.
But I mean, if it was took out, it took
He said, pull me out.
Right.
I mean, I froze.
Right up here, Timmy's. Right here is the river.
cannot, this creek gets very bad.
Right here, 2/10 is somewhere up in here that.
When the county is maintained,
Gillums and all them.
it's mine.
But right here is what we maintain.
This was done well back.
Right in here, everybody did that.
That one was real bad, and they fixed it.
Can't that way. I went in high school.
Right here's how he was wanting us to keep going.
Back in the day, that's where all your easements and everything was. So whenever we come out right here, and then it started changing out.
Talking about right here.
This
And
is
it's-
that.
it was like that.
Right here's Lost House.
I'll run
Timmy's
it.
house. That's like the water fire. There's 8-5, it comes from right here. That's 400, so that's putting a roof right in there. That does come to back to being here. Sherman's land and this and else to be.
When I bought it, this further.
And .085 takes us right here.
Well, I don't have a creek here.
Let me show you. Look at this. That I'll throw it at you. He can cut it off. See, because they have this, right here's how the road.
That's a private street. I don't care about
Now, they
that.
say
I care about
they've got a deed
county road
showing
and
them
county road.
This is the way that they travel the last 18
I
years.
just
every
way
year.
in and out.
Like it right
My home.
there. That's the original way that they used to go. It used to go right
It don't
up
just
here,
go to one person.
right up to this street. So you stuff
Well, that's what he's trying to do.
that's back, I don't know how many years ago. This is when they had it in 86, right here. So like I said, 18 years, so they tell me now, I don't know.
And that creek gets up, you can't get out. And there's a
Yeah, all that's federal stuff, and they make new laws every day.
But it gets rough, I mean, you could drive vehicles there.
The old one.
The one that the saying we got, people come right here.
Plus years.
But anyway.
My house is the last first.
With their
Well,
fire shop.
that was the two,
Like I said, right here.
the 422. And they talked about picking the foot to bring it.
Back off.
Right here to my driveway, but the 2.0, he'd come
Well,
right
he's making
across.
a change of road back over here.
No.
Sherman's Farm.
Right, so let them put the same road right there, but the 10 foot right away.
That's all we.
How many years ago they went right through here?
He's doing a little better. Yeah, he's got the big tube out off the hill
That's a simple piece.
They're just
But this is
fighting
county
him
road.
in
That's what's been that road ever since I've been alive.
Oh, he needs to go to nursing home.
If you want to talk about, I want to talk about the 2/10 of a mile. I can tell you about the 2/10 of a mile, and they know exactly where it's at. The old road used to go down above my
That's another county road
house,
to go
down to
down.
Papaw's old shop building, around the creek banks, around, across the creek, and up to Papaw's coal shed, is exactly where the old 2/10 of a mile is.
But it's registered right now, it's showing it coming right down.
That's right, but it's registered wrong.
That's where he's saying, see it steer change, we put it in effect like it is, like we should.
It's all I'm asking is if they want that type of road, and I'd much rather have it, if we'll just swap spots. That's all I'm asking. I mean, it's easy.
Get you an attorney and take the bridge back. I have nothing to do with the.
That swapping wouldn't have nothing to do with the county, would it?
No, we can't
Okay, we're
confer
on
a
the
right
county.
on somebody and take away a private right. That, as I said, all that's got to be handled in civil
Never
court.
mind.
Well, y'all been neighbors for years, haven't you? And the same family.
That's all famous.
That's all family. I believe you all can sit down and work this thing out
Oh, no.
and not have the
I
county involved in
disagree
it.
politely with that.
That's the way I look at it.
The court system needs to work this out for us.
And if we do, it's gonna entail both of you hiring an attorney and putting more cost into it and getting the thing in the circuit court, court.
But don't the county have the foot come down and cross over to come to me? I mean, it's showing.
We'd have to have it probably surveyed.
Well, it's the county's job to take care of what they legally maintained for 15 to 17 years. I mean, they've done gravel on it, they
Yeah.
Worked on them bridges.
they worked on our pipe back in the week of the excavator worked on our pipe back in the summer. The water line runs up to his
And
house.
the understanding of it was that when that pipe was put in the creek, they done away with the bridge. They did not use it. Yes, you can holler no.
I think I don't think we're going to be able to come to a consensus today. I think that we need to have a report from Lynn B telling us where the .085 ends and what exactly path it takes. If the fiscal court's not satisfied at that point with the road, then, they can vote to alter it, or they can vote to do nothing. But right now, I think that we have a lot of people who aren't experts trying to fight over things that we really don't have the facts, okay? So why don't we get Lynn to come in, do a report or something, and you can vote one way or the other. Do we vote to alter it? Do we vote to add on to it?
Now, who is this Lynn?
The county road foreman.
What is Lynn B?
He's the county road foreman.
Well, he takes sides, let's say it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Takes sides.
I don't know about that, but that's what I say. I don't think we're going to reach consensus here today, but it's up to the fiscal court.
Whatever it is, we need to do it, look like quick.
Yeah, 'cause we will probably be blocked. We don't got, something. All I want is my family to get in and out. I don't think it's
That's all I want, but I do not want to give up everything that I've got, just to satisfy you across the creek.
It's a county road. Why?
No, it's not a county road, only goes right through the creek. You can set up on their side if you
Well-
want. I know where it's showing.
I just want what's right.
Yeah, you just want for them.
I want what's
You
right.
say anything.
That's what I
against the
say,
parks,
this
it's
is a
yours
family
alone.
matter, you need to work this out before you come to court with it.
They've been turning papers in, they've both met with you all, so we thought it was ready.
No, I show them the right
It's-
papers,
it's
then
never-
they come to town and they dig up more papers. I have to come back to town and get another paper to show them that they're not right. They will not take
Well,
if they're not right.
We go back to the 86 ordinance when they in July and August, it was taken in the fiscal court back in Sid Stewart's time. That's when this was done, right? 2/10.
Yes.
And I think that's a record right now. You know, that's what to go by. But we'll have to do some more research.
Only thing
And
you
hope-
go by is what's on paper.
I hope we can work this thing out in this week coming.
That's all it is.
I'll commit to try my best to work it out, both of us.
Was the county road back right there, 30 feet?
All right.
So what do we do about it? I mean,
All right.
is the road open or?
For now, yeah.
15 feet.
Until we get this thing worked out.
Sounds good to me.
All
We
right.
ain't won't take nothing, but, I mean, on it all. A way in and out. I mean, if it was a car drove me mine both sides, I'd be happy just to get in and out. I have laid sicker than a dog for 2 or 3 weeks about this. Cause I've lived there 26 years and raised 2 of my oldest girls there. And I'd like to die there, I mean, if I would give a chance. But
Well, you call it home, don't you?
Yeah,
And
it is
that's
home.
that's just nature for everybody to do that. But anyway, we'll try to work something out this coming week. And if I don't get back to you, you all get back to me.
Okay.
That's about as far as I can make it, eh?
Block the road to anybody.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for coming in.
We just want to have the streets that can be worked out. Thank everybody.
Okay. All right, Mr. Evans,
Well,
we're ready for you.
another road issue.
Ready for another road issue? Only you and Kathleen come back anytime.
We will.
Don't wait, we got a squabble, just come back.
We will. Thanks, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
another road issue, well, the last one was fairly
Well, the next two will be boring.
Yeah, the next two's gonna be boring, I think. The parties aren't here, so.
Kick that window. Gun got pulled off. Yeah, this one's heated. I got a car with problems.
This concerns, and I'll start out here, Brandon. This concerns, remember when I came to y'all 2 or 3 months ago about a gate being put up on what we thought at the time might be a county road? It turned out not to be. It turned out to be a private road. That was a dispute between 2 parties. It ended up devolving into threats being made, and I believe threats of
Bodily harm.
bodily harm, yeah, fatal harm to people. That's since being handled by a special prosecutor. I'd asked for funds to try to basically figure out whose property was standing on who, okay? I think we had discussion, it was never done. That is what's here now, is this same little section of land, I believe in Maytown off 1010. And it's basically 2 adjoining property owners are butting heads about a public right-of-way. It's one thing we know for certain, it's not a county road. It might have been at one time, it is not now, but I still think that, and Brandon can correct me if I'm wrong, this is between 2 private